Alright folks, welcome to another league with Esper Vial. This deck has been absolutely delightful. I strongly recommend you check out, if you haven't, the previous league that we ran earlier today. Some memorable moments in there, some memorable moments. Qué agradable sujeto. Modesto rosado. Alright. Has some real Opeth vibes. Yeah, it has a strong Opeth influence. That's one of the composers and singer and lead guitarists' favorite bands. So you can definitely feel the Opeth in there. Played against Bryant Cook. Only played against Bryant exactly once with this deck, and I beat him. So this hand, I'm assuming I'm playing against Tess. Meddling Mage is one of the most important cards in the matchup. We do have a Swords to Plowshares, which is awful, but we do have a lot of tools post board. Like a lot of tools. Like so many tools. Lots of good cards post board. Main deck, we're fine. Like it's possible that we are advantaged, game one even. But like it's an okay matchup. Like post board, I think that we're favored. Oh no, they have an Echo Fey on straw. Gross. And this hand is just unplayable. It's so disgusting. Just gotta concede. Alright. Still ate that. Just like nothing happened. Just like nothing happened. Peacekeeper. Baron. Fencer. Palace Jailer. Brainstorm's gonna need to do some work. Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't think it makes that much sense to continue playing that game right there. And I'd rather kind of like save the info. We played a couple of times, so I assume that that he suspects that we are on Esper Vial. Maybe he doesn't remember, which is also possible. This hand's certainly not as great as the previous one, although, you know, my opponent had to turn one, so, you know, sometimes it just is what it is, you know? Okay. I'm just gonna play the Remorseful Crake and pass the turn. I kind of just want to get a clock into play. It's not the fastest clock, but it is faster than the Strix. And the Strix allows me to actually to pitch the Force. So now we can actually just hard cast the Force. Wow. All right. This is how we're doing this, huh? Something. Alright, that definitely is something. I think we just pass here so I can hold up Force of Negation. And we can Recruiter for... We're flooding. In case you hadn't noticed, we're flooding, chat. Flooding pretty hard. We're flooding pretty hard. We have to watch out for Massacre here. Something good, please. Force of Will. Can I violate a Force of Negation? Is that how that works? Yeah, Brainstorm would probably be our best draw here. We have 7 cards again. There's no way that we got it here. No way that we're not dead. Something. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We can't even. We don't even have double force here. This is just terrible. Shit. Now they're just gonna lead on Veil, and then we're just gonna be fucked. That's weird. I can't believe we just keep on drawing lands. Jeez. This is insane. The good thing is now we have interaction for their yard, and we also have... We effectively Stone Rain them. Tried to make a work on stream last night, failed miserably, won a match though. Yeah, it's pretty bad, right? House of Mana. I tried myself as well. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Just did nothing and died? What the hell? Deck is really die to waste and attack. Yeah, that's why it doesn't work. That's why it's just not playable. And I don't think that there are very many ways to fix that. It's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. I mean, I think I'm gonna keep this hand. Will I die if they have a turn 1? Yes. Yes, I will. Also, I understand why no one plays Titans and Legacy because they're bad. Well, actually, that's not true. That's this one. Actually, that's not true. They are. The Titan Stompy deck is pretty legit. I think the Titan Stompy deck is actually pretty solid. But it's because it's a Chalice deck, right? So if the Chalice deck is good. If the Chalice deck. Like, if Chalice decks are good, just like Titan Stompy is a fine Chalice deck. Alright, food's here, so I'm going to disappear for a second. I'm going to mute myself a bunch. BRB. I think I'd rather look at the top 3 here than just look at the top card. In case we have to go dig for a force. I think my mana is going to be very taxed here, so I'm going to end step Brainstorm. To kind of dig a little bit deeper, see what's up. Ooh, hello. So this one's gonna get paired with this one, and this one's gonna get paired with that one. I could play the Plague Engineer, naming Goblin, and I can play Melee Mage. Yeah, sure. So, yes. Name Plague Engineer, name Goblin. Now, what am I supposed to name with Melee Mage is the question. I think I'm supposed to name Bale of Summer, right? So now we have double force because we can hardcast one and then pitch to the other one. It's kind of awkward, but it's nice. So this guy doesn't do shit. Do I want to draw a wasteland? Don't think so. So again, we have a potential double force backup here, which is nice. You can't see me, but I'm throwing my hands in the air. If I force this, with an item, a draw step, I think it's, yeah, I think I have to force here. If they have like the nuts, which they probably do because they set this up beautifully and there's nothing I can really do about it. But at least I get to deny them 2 draw steps, and if their play is to actually go for what's his name here? Oh, okay. We get a turn, I guess. Turn clock, let's go. That's not a bad top deck. There's more veils. Perfectly navigated game. No mistakes made whatsoever. Tightest magic you've ever seen. Just casually beating the best TES player in the world. No big deal. No big deal. Now back to eating. Alright, I'm back. This is a mulligan. Can't keep that. I think I'm gonna keep that, but I'm not happy about it. Again, this really showcases the what I personally think it's the worst aspect of the deck, and which unfortunately I don't know how fixable it actually is, which is the mana. The mana, as you can see, it's an absolute disaster. Maybe I have to ship this too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to 5. Alright, I'm gonna keep this. Just gonna hope that the Vial doesn't get countered, because that would be an absolute mess. Preordain. Opponent move to 6. Tier 1 Vial, let's go. Look at my opponent's pretty island. I like that. Not a bad draw, actually. Also, Bayou probably means that... I guess they could still be Storm. I was gonna say Bayou probably means that it's not... I mean, they do have Preordain, however. So it might be a combo deck. But which combo deck? Like, it has to be Storm, right? Ant is literally the only available option. Should I just name Brainstorm? I'm not gonna name Preordain after they... I think I'm just gonna play Charming Prince and Scry 2. Sure, so I'm gonna put this on top and the Force on top. So if we have to, we can just cycle into the Force and we can pitch this Milling Mage. Once we get more information, we're gonna know what to do with that. Basic Swamp. Respect. I don't think I've ever seen this Swamp before, and this is amazing. Love it. Okay, so it is Ant. So... could name Infernal Tutor? Or I could just name Tendrils. Could we get a set check? It's Mirage. That's how you pronounce that. Honestly, I think that there are some sets whose basics are very, very undervalued. One example, like one set that I actually do like their basics a lot from is Lorwyn. I think that Lorwyn basics are actually pretty amazing. And Mirage definitely fits the bill. This set has some really, really good basic arts. Oh, the N2 Geobase is a low win. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Nice, nice. Yeah, I do think that they have some really, really sweet basic arts. So, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just hardcast the Soul Herder and bring this file up to 4. So that we can go get Venser. Abrupt Decay Melee Mage. Main deck Abrupt Decay is interesting. Venser. Let's fucking go. Jumpstart has some amazing basics, especially the Predatory Forests. I actually don't think I've even seen those basics, which is funny. Not being able to find the blue card there kind of sucks, honestly. So I have to go get Baleful Strix. Yeah, if I had found a blue card, what I would have done is I would have blinked the Venser to bounce their swamp. But unfortunately, like I just did not find another blue card. So I think it's more important for me to be able to hold up 4s than it is to be able to... It's possible that I also just played this game pretty poorly, honestly. If they just have a discard spell or a natural piff, we're kind of fucked here. Wait, what? Wow. The classic veil, double Veil of Summer hand that loses to Force of Will. The classic double Veil hand that loses to Force. Got these, got this, got this. Got one of these, got one of these. Yeah, they didn't have green, which is hilarious. Blink Venser to put him back in hand. Yeah, but what's really the point of that? Like, I'd rather be able to force. Like, if we had Venser there, we would have lost, right? Well, I guess that we would have just like pitched for the Venser to the 4, so it would have been the same thing. But that's really funny, like the fact that they had a double veil hand and they somehow lost to the 1 of 4s. Also, that was a move to 5. I think that was a move to 5. It's a sweet play that in some cases plays around Veil. Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes it's just not good enough. Like, my opponent had enough mana to like do whatever the hell they wanted there, for example. Mois. Mois, qué grande. Qué grande el Mois. ¿Qué haces, Tito? ¿Te estás educando en el arte del Magic vos en este momento? ¿Por eso estás acá? Not saying that there are situations in which it doesn't and it just open more outs for you. Yeah, with the difference that like by doing with the recruiter, I'm actually drawing cards, right? Like I'm actually pulling ahead. Though I guess that pulling ahead doesn't really matter when it's gonna be the last turn, right? Like either my opponent has, they're at 4, so they either have it or they don't. Yeah, exactly. So that being the case. Mientras hablo por cel con Axel múltiple hang. Es la que va muy bien ahí. I'm gonna keep this. It's a little bit sketch. I'm not saying this hand is not sketch. What I'm saying is that I see the potential here. Turn 1 Brainstorm, turn 2 Mage. Maybe some Baby Tef. Hangueo es lo más importante, exactamente. Alright, AP, let's go. They chose to not shuffle, however. Alright, more Brainstorms. I don't like brainstorming in my end step. I only do this when I know that my mana is gonna be super tied up in the upcoming turns. So I want to make sure that I have stuff to do, basically. Okay, so we have two options. We can play Aether Vial, or we can play Medley Mage or Lavinia. I think I'm gonna take this turn to play the Aether Vial. We have 1 force. Like, we just need to start. Like, we know that we're missing a land drop next turn, right? So I have to start developing my mana somehow. They lead on Veil. Okay. Because that's what I'm going to be naming with Meddling Mage next turn. Gonna name Veil of Summer, I think. We could also just play Lavinia. Alright. Well, again, we know that we're missing a land drop, so... We're digging 2 cards deeper, basically. So... I think I'd rather send the Baleful Strix. We could also Ferry here. No, I'm gonna Meddling Mage, naming Veil. There's a Strix on top, which I think I'm interested in shuffling away. So I guess they could have discard spell into Ritual ad Nauseam. They chose to not shuffle. So yeah, let's play Lavinia here. So what Lavinia is doing here, obviously, is just messing up their 0 mana stuff. Not into this whole Plague Engineer thingy. That's the bingo. Alright, so now if we untap, I think we're probably going to win. But we might also just die this turn if my opponent has a good hand. H cells, thank you for the follow. Alright, sweet. So we do get to untap. Pretty good for us. So now they're not going to be able to answer this end step because of the baby Tef. And so they have to have Abrupt Decay as one of their cards in hand. Okay. So now they're dead if they don't answer my board. We're seeing a part of it right now, yeah. This is kind of Death in Taxes, except it isn't. It's crazy, like every time I play this deck, it's just a nonsensical assortment of cards that then somehow ends up giving me a win. It's really weird. Yeah, we beat Ryan Cook on round 1. Clearly we played perfectly in that match, and that's why we won. I wish they would reprint Picula art. That annoys me so much, honestly. What is the point of having an invitational card if then you're gonna reprint it like a million times after that, and every single other time is gonna be with an art that is not the invitational person's face? And they did that with literally every single invitational card. They did it with Bob, they did it with Bob, with Solem, with Snapcaster, with, of course, with the card that we're talking about right now, with Meddling Mage. They never ever reprinted an invitational art, which I think it's so stupid. So this hand is pretty questionable. I think that we have enough business and a brainstorm, so I'm uncomfortable, but keeping this hand. Is Shadow Mage was Shadow Mage Infiltrator actually reprinted with without the art? I know that it was reprinted without the art. I mean, like, it wasn't reprinted anytime with the art. Even the Kai one, the Kai Buddha Invitational. All the other that confident art tells me, yeah, same here. I think it's super annoying. It totally defeats the purpose of having an invitational card. Void May Prodigy is Kai. Yeah, but I think that there were actually reprints of that thing as well. I am not certain, however. Shadow Mage was reprinted with OG art in Time Spiral. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I thought that. Okay, so opponent's missing land drops. Good for us. But we're not really drawing particularly well over here. I'm going to assume that we're playing against Sneak and Show. Should I force this? This is super aggro, right? Alright, chat. What do we think here? What do we think here? Do we force this? It seems ridiculously aggro, but yeah, yeah, alright. I'm just gonna let it go. I was already super convinced that I shouldn't, but... Force? Donnie says force. Yeah, just like... The super aggro force your brainstorm. I think Kai is the only one that got new art. Oh, the new art is also Kai? Is also based on Kai? I didn't know that. Because all the other ones don't look anything like the invitational players. Alright, so it is Sneak and Show. What am I gonna do here? I think I'm supposed to just get Venser. I'll be protected against another one. Here we're a little bit stuck on mana, so I'm gonna STP on end step, and then I'm gonna STP. After they force it, I'm gonna STP again. Probably. So if this resolves, am I supposed to... Okay. So I'm gonna discard a bunch. I think I'm gonna wasteland them here. This is also going to give us a reasonable amount of information in terms of knowing whether we're playing against Sneak and Show or Blue-Green Omnitel. How ironic that my longest Rootwater Thief. That's really funny, yeah. Yeah, they didn't force, which is weird. I assume that they just are planning on protecting the next one, but like they know I have the Venser. It is a little bit weird. And Venser plays around both my opponent having the Omniscience or them having like an Emrakul or something. Who's Mike and what is Rootwater Thief? Mike Long is famously, is probably one of the most famously, how can I say it? One of the most, he was one of the OG pros, but he was a blatant cheater. He was a blatant cheater. Like, how bad? Like, really scummy. Like, I don't think that he would never not cheat if given the option. Like, Bertoncini style. Like, that's how bad. So this is actually Sneak. So if they have the thing here, if they have the thing, we're gonna be screwed here. So they can exile Simian Spirit Guide and flash in Gristerbrand, Emrakul. I mean, if we draw perfect and my opponent doesn't find more stuff, maybe we go somewhere. We need to draw a land there. Like if we had drawn a land there, maybe we had a shot. Have you ever heard the Mike Lone's Serrated Arrow story? I think it was Mike at least. I don't remember at least. I have heard some pretty weird. I knew about a couple of Mike Long stories, which are pretty hilarious. Dace. Gross. I think we just have to jam there, though. we were gonna name Sneak Attack. Oh man, too bad they're gonna get to draw 7, so I think we're just dead here. I just realized Griselbrand doesn't have arms. He has like this. Like, what are these, like claws? I don't even know. Trying to sell my Sneak and Show deck, it's not very exciting to play. Yeah, I mean, some people do enjoy the play patterns and whatnot. Personally, I don't, but honestly, I don't even know why we're still playing here. Like, I cannot win anymore. Like, the Sneak Attack is already in play, so. Alright, Canonist is good. Warder is good. Gilded Drake is very good. Peacekeeper is actually legit. Plague Engineer is not. Palace Jailer is great. Same Venser. Flicker Wisp, not so much, but it's okay, I guess. Soul Herder. Wasteland. Mono Blue Omnitel with DTT was a good time though. Oh, we dig through time, yeah. I think the fairy's good, right? Like we can bounce our dudes, we can bounce our enchantments, and we can also prevent them from playing at instant speed. I think it's a good cut, right? Am I crazy? I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I should be cutting Recruiter instead of Baleful Strix. Sure. No, tengo una green screen, Tito. Entonces la puedo cambiar como quiera, ¿no? Tengo varios así seteados y los puedo cambiar. Just asking that I play Legacy. Oh, look, you definitely should. Format's great. We did have a couple of rough patches, but tremendo, muy bro. Sí, está bueno. La verdad que está divertido. So they did shuffle with the Ponder, which is probably good news for us. I really doubt that they would have Blood Moon against me. But both of these are excellent. Both of these are very good. Thank you for the follow. Mana tapping. Oh, I should have done it the other way around? Should I? Wait. So I put it so I draw the Caracas first. Can wait for the day for Emperor a green shirt. Fortunately, I am smart enough to not own any green shirts, so I cannot make that stupid mistake. Okay, so they went bottom topped. I don't think we should be playing around days. Okay, so there's Caracas on top. Which I'm gonna probably keep there. Am I going to? I guess that we can draw that brainstorm and we can pitch that to the force. Okay, so put this on top and put this on top. Yeah, correct. That's how, yeah. Caracas Baron is definitely a combo. A bad one. I mean, you think so, but... So they're gonna go for sneak and show here. Sneak attack, sorry. Which means that we're gonna force. So if they have Simian Spirit Guide plus creature, we get fucked. I think I'll let this resolve. No, I don't, because if I play a force, I play into their other force, right? If I play my force, I exile my Baron, which means I don't get double. Like next turn, I'm gonna get Caracas plus Baron, so I have two uncounterable ways, you know, to prevent my opponent from using their sneak attack, right? But they had exactly what I said that I couldn't beat, which is the problem. This is not Emrakul, so this is not the end of the world. They can only draw 7 once. You have to force it. Yeah, but if they have the force, I'm actually in a lot worse shape. Right? If they have the force, I don't have a Baron, right? And if they have the force, I actually just lose. Because they force back and they get to Greaser Brand like to their heart's content. Now they can only draw 7, because it's kind of greedy for them to draw more. This is not enough. They're gonna need more. And then we're gonna have access to Baron plus Caracas next turn. Now the question, however, is do we attack? I actually think we do. Because I guess it's the same, right? Like, they need to use this red mana. Caracas isn't great. Yeah, but it's Caracas and Varian. It's both of them. Now, the question is, do I waste here? I think I do. Like, it's not that I'm using this mana anyway, so... If this is all they got, we just wait until attack step. Bounce it. Like, they still need stuff here. And they don't even know about the Baron. Why gain life? I'm still dead to a spaghetti monster. Because I know what the top of my deck is. So the scry is basically a waste. So that's why I gained life. And we're still dead to Spaghetti Monster, but we're not dead to this guy, right? Now I put myself into Griselbrand attacks range. Shit. There's definitely an argument there for whether we should actually be using the Caracas. But I think that I want to take this vial up to 4. Pyroclasm. Okay. There's also that. And I think now I'm taking this vial up to 4. So now Griselbrand doesn't matter, and we do have an answer to Emrakul. Find Emrakul, game over. We literally have a Palace Sailor right here. So my opponent needs double Emrakul here. Oh, on the previous turn. Yeah, on the previous turn, yes. That might have been problematic on the previous turn. Blood Moon. I think I actually wanna fight over this. I think I actually want to fight over this. Yeah, I'm interested in forcing this, yeah. Because again, I got the Greaser brand covered, right? Like I don't really care about the Greaser brand anymore because of the Caracas. So the Palace Jailer means that I also have the other guy covered. This game has been super interesting. This game has been super interesting. So now we're gonna start growing the Soul Herder. Caracas is more than the capital of Venezuela. That's tight. That's tight. Yeah, if they don't do anything, we just bounce Sneak Attack on the end step. We have Caracas for the Greaser brand once again. Second Sneak Attack. Smart. Smart. So now do we just bounce the red sources? Now we just stable bounce the Sneak Attack. Yeah, because we can Soul Herder Blink. That's why. That is why. So now we're gonna melee mage Sneak Attack. And then we Soul Herder Blink. And next turn we swing for lethal. Murder of Crows, thank you for the follow. Okay. I don't understand why we are sacrificing our Razor Brand, but sounds good to me. Sounds pretty good to me. Another Classum. Another Classum. Annoying, but not the end of the world. Annoying, but not the end of the world. Easy clap. That was a tight game. That was a tight game. Some of you folks counted me out at some point, didn't you? Some of you folks in chat counted me out at some point. Baron doesn't have flash. You can only play this at instant speed, and my vial was on 4. Why would they have it? We're still in the same situation, right? Like I have a Venser in my hand. If my opponent play, I guess that they didn't have enough mana to play the sneak attack and also activate twice. And they would have needed to activate twice and have both Gristerbrand and Emrakul. Because as we have already established, because like multiple turns with the Gristerbrand did happen, as we had already established, Gristerbrand was just not enough, right? Emrakul was, but they didn't have it, and they couldn't draw into it. Can't keep this. Alright, let's top deck Esper Vial, right? Just start tapping out lights and mobile, I always get it out 2 minutes late, and then nobody remembers the exact board state. That's rough. Yeah, this were some slow games, kind of, but I do tend to play rather quickly in general. Yeah, he did shuffle that Ponder, so that's good news for us. Opponent showed me Blood Moon, so I'm gonna play around it. Navigated that game well. Oh, thank you, Donnie. Yeah, I mean, playing against this combo decks in Legacy is always... Honestly, I enjoy it a lot. Alright, they kept top. That's not a good sign for the home team. Not a good sign for the home team. Sweet. So this might be a little bit risque. Oh, I should have... Oh, that was stupid. Because I think I have to actually brainstorm here. Because if I find the... If I find the force... That's hilarious. Okay, well. Guess we're playing 2 vials instead of just the 1. Well, here's hoping that they don't have omniscience. We're going for the Palace Jailer, of course. Buggers. We can't draw any more, opponents, because you can't play any more spells. Geezer brand. Gimme, 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 gimme. And we're definitely gonna wasteland this thing. Really not agree with opponent's lines this match. I mean, you never know, right? They might be new to the deck. There's a lot of factors. Magic is not an easy game. There really are a lot of factors that go into this, so... What crimes is Gooseround commit to get sent to jail? I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if... If the guy were not very well liked out there in Monster Prison. So, just gonna recruit her for Benzer, right? Try and land that grave or whatever. So Daddy left for a pack of cigarettes and never came back. Alright, so they might have Pyroclasm here. I mean, I guess if they don't have Clasm, we just win. So they have to have Pyroclasm here. Yeah. That sucks, but there's nothing we can do about it. At least we double destroy their land, so that's cool. Just double stone rain them. And now we just chill behind the Monarch, basically. I think that's the line, right? We just chill behind the Monarch. We maybe brainstorm main phase. Yeah, I think we actually do brainstorm main phase. Ooh, that's pretty good. Well, I guess we don't. So we play this, and we, if anything, we brainstorm on end step. And we draw 1 deeper, and if we find Meddling Mage, we can actually... Well, I guess we chill now. Can also be huge dicks and bounce their land. Yeah, that's probably not something I'm very into. Like, we're sitting behind the Monarch, right? Like, this is just fine. And they have, like, they showed me days too. The other one was still on 2. Oh no, this is wrong, because now if I find... Oh, that's bad. Ugh, now if I find Melee Mage... Damn it. That's bad. Shit. The good thing now, if we get to resolve Tef, that's probably GG's. Funny how their name is slow motion and they're low on clock. I hadn't noticed that. That's great. That's hilarious. One, two, three. Tef. Power Blast. Okay. Monarch trigger. Don't mind if I do. Blood Moon? Nice little complaint on the way out from opponent. Classic. You'd love to see it. Just say yes. What did they say? They said, "Do you play for Caracas?" And then they had like the XD face. I should have said yes. Yeah. That was funny. It has nothing to do with my opponent just like not drawing when they could and they should have, and like, right? It was all me getting lucky, right? We all know that, right? We all know that it was just me getting very, very lucky. Me playing tight when I had to had nothing to do with it. Absolute luck sack. Absolute luck sack. Also, if you're going to play, if you're gonna complain about your opponent drawing a land, like, maybe you should be considering playing a different deck. Just saying. Yeah, I don't think we can keep this, unfortunately. Gotta move to 5, to 6, sorry. This one I'm gonna keep. I guess I'm gonna bottom the Jailer. Just dismember my opponent's Damping Sphere, Leviathan. Those are the reasons to play this game. Sure. I could wasteland my opponent. I think that if they have days, it's going to effectively do the same thing, which is just setting them a little bit behind, which is what I'm looking to do here. I would like for this Baleful Strix to resolve, don't get me wrong, but I think that developing my mana and my game plan is going to be more important anyway. Ooh, that resolved. Sick! Before next time I play Emulator, a Dredge player complains about Bajuki Bug. Classic. They shuffle. No second land. Tell me more about that. Time walking myself and I'm playing around the days. So also now I'm time walking them because they didn't find the land. Go get a basic plains. Boom boom boom. If they force, do I force? I guess that the only other thing that I would be forcing would be an Oko, and my opponent is like 3 lands away from casting Oko, so I think I'm going to force back here. If they want to force back one more time, that's probably fine. Alright, that's fine. Charming Prince. Let's do some scrying. Yeah, I guess I wanna start clocking them. Should I play into a wasteland? I don't think so. Like, I know that I'm gonna be drawing a Flicker Wisp here, so there's no reason to. So we're going to attack. Sure. I know that I could bounce my own dude, but I think I want to continue playing this game. And I want to continue the clock. Like, in order to bounce, I would need to stop the clock. Alright. It's a solid wasteland. Gilded Drake. Forces out. Fairy. Plague Engineers and Source of Plowshares. think I waste them. Like, I know that I'm on the draw and I'm not like doing my thing, but I guess if they shuffle, they choose to not shuffle. I still think I waste them. I see a wasteland target. Yep, that was a wasteland target, all right. And I think I waste again. I think that they're gonna have the land, but that's fine. Like I'm kind of like just trying to delay the game a little bit. Now I'm gonna find basic island. Probably main phase actually to play around Stifle. Hard deja vu here. Imagine if we find another wasteland. That would be awesome. My opponent never shuffled with Ponder. Extremely lucky people. Pretty unfortunate we didn't manage to find what's his name? Vial, but bad. Not bad. We are missing land drops though, which is sad. And because of that, I'm going to basically play these Baleful Streaks into my opponent's days. Yep. But we are delaying the Yoko a little bit further, and this means that next turn we are going to get to Gilded Drake plus. We might be able to Gilded Drake like plus Plow. Oh, we could just Baron maybe. Would love to draw another land. That would be the best. If this gets countered, it's kind of whatever. I really wish I had been able to find the land there. Was I playing around Stifle? When I fetch main phase, then yes. Okay. So they're trying to flip Delver next turn. Our mana's kind of awkward. Again, like the weakest part about this deck is the mana, and our mana is really awkward. It doesn't really allow us to double spell profitably. And if they find a wasteland this Tundra, we are really, really in trouble. Let's see what they reveal. Chain Lightning. really bad news there. Really, really, really bad news. Usually when I lose to Delver, it's because of specifically this situation. Like my opponent is somehow able to capitalize on how shitty my mana base is, and I'm not able to do something about it. I guess this playing engineer is not gonna come down on time, is it? Still the Goif. And then I think I'm gonna play Melee Mage naming Chain Lightning. Please don't have days. Please don't have days. Please don't have days. I guess they have Pyroblast. Oh, that would explain why they were tanking on this. Yeah, that actually explains it. Yeah, so it was that one Wasteland that just got us, which is tough. And we're dead to this Chain Lightning. They chose to not shuffle, so we're probably just dead. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? So what I was trying to do here was going to Recruiter and go get the 2/2 Prince and blink my own Berry to bounce this, but we just didn't have enough time, which is unfortunate. I think I like this configuration. No 4-drops and just trying to be lean and mean. And now that I see Tarmogoyf, Plague Engineer is even more exciting. Nice. Alright, so this is a very nice hand. Very nice hand. Put him most to 6. Sure. Okay. So I'm gonna find the basic planes here. Actually, I might. I think I'm gonna get. Actually, let's get Scrubland. But I'm not gonna play the Strix. I want to flash in the Strix. We're gonna play Charming Prince instead. This could not get Pyroblasted, and if it gets dazed, we don't care too much. So if they daze it here, and my opponent basically time walks himself, I am fine. Like, I don't care too much. Yep. It's cool. So now we know that this vial is not going to get answered because they're, unless they're playing Shattering Spree. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is probably something that you should not be doing. Wastelanding your opponent with an Aether Vial in play. Maybe that's not the line. Maybe that's not the line, you know? I don't want to show the Wasteland just yet. Maybe I should have played the Tundra, like entice them to Wasteland me again. Wasteland. Go get the planes. Play a Recruiter. Yes. Charming Prince. Play Charming Prince. Blink Recruiter. Going off. And I think we Recruiter for Recruiter here. Some classic Matron for Matron action over there. Looking pretty nice here. Looking pretty alright. Always no, always yield. That's nice. That just gives me something to do with my mana. If they want to Pyroblast this, whatever. They probably have to. But they're using cards to not really achieve anything. End step, we are Recruited again. We get another 1/1. If they tap out, we just destroy them with a Soul Herder. So my opponent basically can never tap out. I don't think they're playing Stifle at this point. If they're playing Stifle, they get me here. Actually, it would be pretty good if they had Stifle here, but I don't think they do. Just get another Recruiter. Just go in infinite. I know P can basically never tap out here. Will I slowly pull further and further ahead? But if they ever tap out, they just lose. Yeah, you gotta go if. And now here come the big guns. Definitely not playing the Force of Will. GG. Sure. This one is officially in the bag. At this point, I'm far ahead enough that I'm just gonna get another Soul Hurler, sorry, whatever. No need to Gino. I got a message saying it was under maintenance. I thought, oh well, I might as well watch Prime from a wait a second. Yeah, sometimes it does that silly thing where it says something that is just not true. GG's. Can we get the 5-0 chat? Can we get the 5-0? Last game of the stream. 4-1 in the first league. Can we get the 5-0? Local will not allow it. Rand, come on. Give me a break here. One more time. The mana not looking great here. Goblin Guide. Brainstorm. But we're not gonna be able to. Don't have Searing Blaze. Oh, no, oof. Woo! I almost clicked past that. Almost clicked past that. White. Basic, of course, to play around. Okay, 3. Combo. Skewer the critics. Critics have been skewered. See what we draw. Palace Jailer. Well, that's a good one. course, my opponent had double creature. So just name Lightning Bolt. It's pretty good. I think we have to block the Gobbo again. And if they didn't have double creature that turn, I guess a creature plus removal spell. But at least if it's creature plus removal spell, I force my opponent, like I effectively gain 3 life, right? I think we're just dead here, unfortunately. They just flooded pretty hard. So we have to block both. Oh. That's interesting. So we going down to 1 up to 4? We fetch for basic island, go get another Charming Prince. We go up to 4. I think we have to, actually. I think we have to. Oh, we don't have enough. Okay, 3. We unfortunately don't have enough to... That's a good one. Alright, so don't kill me this turn. Please don't kill me this turn. Don't do it. Rift Bolt, down to 1. Alright. Alright. Damn, this game is tight. So you have to draw a force here. Shit. Ugh. No. So of course I was planning on bouncing the Eidolon so we could actually develop our plan, but we can't. Just fetch. Suspend the Rift Bolt, okay. So you attack with everything. Opponent... Well, we can't attack with the 1/1, so I attack with all the 2/2. So opponent blocks... Double blocks... No, they can't. So they're gonna take... So they have to block only 1. But as is, I am dead, right? As is, I am dead, so I have to force my opponent to make a mistake, so I have to attack with everything. Wow. I was gonna get there. I guess I should have attacked with a 1-1. Damn it. I guess I shouldn't have a... Yeah, I should have held back the recruiter. I was considering the... I was expecting my opponent to like throw 2 creatures in front of 1, but... Yeah, I think I could have navigated that game better. Definitely messed up. Alright, Playing Engineer out, Peacekeeper out. Opponent could also top the glitch. Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. Oh, that's right. We don't have the record. The record is 4-0. We're currently 4-0. Oh, we should cut a wasteland. Whoops. Keep. So I think I saved the force for a smash to smithereens. Land would be great. Another force. Lightning bolt. Spike's good. What else? Spike's also good. Skewer face. I think that's also fine. Three. Vial up to 3. Land would be great. Sweet. Sold her there. Play sold her there. Pass the turn. Blink my own Charming Prince. Oof. Nope. Yes, I would like to blink that. Yes, I would like to gain 3 life. Thank you very much. GG's. All right, game number 3. I think we actually have to cut a wasteland here. And what would we like? Opponents keeping in their Eidolons. It's insane to me that Charming Prince is legacy playable. It is kind of weird, right? Like, I really was skeptical to buy these cards before I started playing the deck, and after playing this, I'm like, huh, all right, all right, respect. A dude gets the job done. Let's go, baby. Mold to 6. Let's fetch for a basic island. Hopefully no smash smithereens. Alright, that's a pretty good start for them. Really good start for them. We have to play this dude as a blocker, unfortunately. Truly a great start from opponent. So they can bolt here, I know this, but now we can actually bounce the Eidolon again for a pseudo time walk of sorts. Okay, to draw another card, maybe my opponent will attack the Tef. They are attacking the Tef. Damn! Just doing these to have it turn off. Feels bad, man. And if they're not playing spells... Price of Progress, take 2. Okay. It's a good one. That's a very, very good one. We can force this. We go down to 5. I think it's worth it. Because they still have cards that I'm not going to be able to force, right? It's not a good draw. Lightning Bolt. They go down to 5. So I can plow my own Soul Herder, take 2, and gain 1. We're still at 3, so we're still dead to most things except Price of Progress. So we can play around Price of Progress. But if this bolt resolves and my opponent has another instant speed way of killing me, we actually die. But I give them exactly 1 turn to find it. Like, my opponent's hand needs to be another bolt, another Price of Progress. I guess if it's another bolt, I die regardless. So it needs to be exactly a second copy of Price of Progress. So I think I let this go because of that specific situation. The only way that I get punished is if my opponent's last card in hand is exactly another copy of Price of Progress. Okay, it was a Fire Blast, so I was dead regardless. It was a Fire Blast, so I was dead regardless. All right, we're just dead here. We're just dead. So yeah, we were dead to any instant speed stuff. Man, turn 1 Gobo, turn 2 Eidolon. Brutal. Alright, lost for the 5-0. Still, back-to-back 4-on-1s. Pretty solid. Like, this deck just continues to perform really, really well for me. And as you saw, like, the matches are just delightful. It's just super close, super tight. You have to be making sure that you're making the right decisions at any single point. How you build your deck is also very interesting. Like, you have access to, like, today we had access to cards like Leonin Relic Warder and Lavinia, which were cards that I have not played before. Lavinia was, I guess it's hard to really know how much impact Lavinia is really having in a match, because like your opponent is just, you just don't see the cards that your opponent is not casting. So you're just kind of assuming that it was doing work, but it did some serious work, or at least I assumed, against the mono red prison deck that we faced earlier, and it also maybe did some work against the Storm. We played against Ant and we played against TES, and I think we managed to play it against Ant. I think it was against Ant. It actually didn't do anything against me. Oh, okay, Gasmon. GG's earlier, by the way. Okay, good to know that it didn't do anything. No, it actually did do something, because you had to hardcast the thing, right? You had to hardcast the giant instead of being able to stomp, because like you couldn't kill the Lavinia, so you just couldn't hardcast anything, and it was also making a bunch of your top decks just bad. Because you couldn't cast a Chandra or an Abrade or in any of those cards that would have been good. I was in a mood to 4 though, so I wasn't winning the game. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it was blocking a bunch of... The way that you win that kind of game is you just draw a card, right? And the card resolves. And while Lavinia is in play, that's just not a thing, right? So your best top decks get automatically just nullified. So yeah, it's cool. One thing that I was playing before that I was not playing today was, which I actually enjoyed a lot, was Spellseeker. I was playing Spellseeker right here with Source to Plowshares, and then from the sideboard I was playing Surgical Extraction, Unearth, and Eliminate, kind of like a mini package. A mini package for Spellseeker. Cadex, thank you for the follow. And I did enjoy being able to go fetch Brainstorms. Basically, the card that you want to get the most was Source to Plowshares, right? You could Recruiter for Spellseeker against like Tarmogoyf decks or Delver decks, and then you play Spellseeker and you go get Source to Plowshares. And then if you get a Soul Herder going with that, you just throw Sword to Plowshares every turn, and your opponent just can never win. So there's definitely some cool tricks over there. I also really enjoyed this card. But the thing is that you actually cannot tutor this. So having access to the Relic Warder kind of makes more sense. Even though I did, like, this guy, whenever I drew this card, was actually super, super impressive. Because, like, this, it doesn't exile the stuff until this leaves the battlefield. It just exiles it. So you can actually, like, play it. You, at the beginning of your upkeep, you exile you play, you exile something. At the beginning of your upkeep, you exile something else. And then you can like bounce it with Venser or Teferi, and you get to like replay it again. We actually did that, and same thing with Flicker Wisp. So good stuff. But yeah, I did like the third Charming Prince. So I think that in the future, again, the list that I played today was Jeff Lentz, who won one of these past weekend's Legacy challenges. The only things that I changed was I cut the third Gilded Drake and I added a second Teferi instead to the sideboard. But in the future, I am interested in playing a third copy of Charming Prince, and I think that I'm also interested in playing the fourth Meddling Mage. And maybe that's where the Spellseeker. So like, I think that the main deck felt really good. Maybe there's a way that, you know, you just ignore the Wastelands. Just don't play Wasteland, which is what I was doing personally. I was playing 20 lands without Wastelands, and then when I wanted to add a 21st land, which I think I do like the 21 land setup a lot. When I added the 21st land, I made that a Wasteland, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know how much I want the Wasteland in this sideboard. That is the one card that felt a little bit like weird. I don't know if necessarily out of place, but it felt weird, and the one of Rest in Peace also feels kind of weird. Again, it's just like a one-off that you don't really get to tutor for. And it's not like we have that much library manipulation, right? Like we have 4 Brainstorms, that's it. So it's not even that good against It's not even that good against decks like Reanimator and stuff like it. So this card is not really for the combo decks. This card is for the Uro style decks. So at that point, like, isn't it better just to be playing Surgical maybe? I don't know. I mean, it makes sense in practice, but like even against the Uro decks, if the Resting Peace shows up after the Uro, like, it just doesn't matter anymore already. So is the modern version of this deck viable, or does it rely on Recruiter too much? Yeah, so for the... Actually, I was talking to Jeff, and Jeff did tell me that he had been working on a modern version of this deck. It is pretty similar. It is pretty similar, but definitely very, very different. And that is because this entire deck revolves around this card, right? This is how you set up your engine. And in modern you just don't have access to this card, so there's no replacement for this card either, even though this is definitely modern power level. Yeah, they could definitely print Recruiter of the Guard in modern if they wanted to. 100%. In fact, it could be pretty fun. Could be pretty fun to have access to this card. But yeah, so this is the only missing piece. But Jeff was still working on like a different Blink deck using like Charming Princess and like going a little bit deeper, like just playing Fools for Soul Herders and like some. I don't know if he was playing for Flicker Wisp and stuff, but instead of Hogagash, we were Setsu. Yeah, for sure. This is definitely less powerful than all the cards that you just named. Alright, I don't know what happened there. I apologize for that. But if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for making it this far. I hope you enjoyed the legacy action. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.